Okay, so welcome to TAD Summit Asia, and this is our Programmable Communication Innovator interview with Ruwan. So welcome, Ruwan. He is the co-founder and CEO of Extrogene Software. Now, Ruwan was one of our first ever TADHack Global winners all the way back in 2014. Now, since then, I've been turned a lot more gray. Ruwan just looks the same. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing how many of the TADHack winners have gone on to found companies and build exciting new businesses. Now, I first met Ruwan face-to-face at TAD Summit 2014 in Istanbul, all the way back in November of 2014. Now, Extrogene Software is a software tech company founded in Sri Lanka, funded by the Lankan Angel Network. Now, they build their own products. Offer Hut, which won one of the TADHack Global prizes, is a product they took to market. They've also built for their client services like Dialog Axiata, Unilever, GroupM, and they work across, I mean, it's not just programmable communications, they work across eCommerce, telco apps, mobile apps, web app development space. So really interesting company that's been, sustained success in the programmable communications space. So what I'd like to do is just kick off, Ruwan. Would you please introduce yourself and your career, please?
Yeah, Aaron, hi. So actually, I was graduated from University of Moratuwa back in 2013. So once I was graduated, actually I wanted to do something by my own, and I get together with Tushar, my co-founder, and we start this venture, Extrogene Software. So when we started this, we wanted to establish, recognize as soon as possible in the industry, so that we took some initial steps to overcome these things we have. So that's like we wanted to get recognized by the industry, and also we had recruitment problems because we just started. People are not joining us to go this long journey. So and the funding requirement was there, and also we needed this recurring revenue to grow up. So for these problems, we were thinking and strategizing that we need solutions. So with that, we need to get some recognition first. So we looked around and we saw that we have this TADHack and all competitions out there. We try to apply and compete there. So with that, that's how actually we got into TADHack with the introduction from IdeaMart and Zenith Mobile. So we competed in that, and we got some winning chances too. And we had the other problem was this recruitment problem. So we with technical universities in Sri Lanka, like University of Moratuwa, my own, and we got some internships from them. So through that we could get some relationships with them and get some recruitments. So that's another thing. And also with the venture engine, we could compete there and get the recognition plus funding from Lankan Angel Network. So that was also there. And also Dialog IdeaMart helped us to get the recurring revenues we needed at that time. So with the Offer Hut and all other small products we had, actually we could get the recurring revenues. So these were the initial things we had, the problems we had. So with overcoming these things, the journey was getting smooth. So it was an encouragement for us, and we got several awards and all, and we was continuing. So
that's excellent.
Yeah, Offer Hut was the product we focused developing mainly at that time. And then with the Idea Mart, we did several applications after that. So yeah, if you want
No,
me to talk
that's
about
good. Yeah,
offer,
yeah. I'd be interested to understand the Offer Hut story, to learn, from, yep, you got the prize from TADHack, so well done
yeah.
on that. But how you brought that to market and your experiences in bringing Offer Hut to market, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, actually, what we did in Offer Hut was we looked into the local SMEs and their customers. So these are the small shops around here and there in Colombo and suburbs and in other town areas in the country. So what we did was that's a very small platform where we use IdeaMart APIs with SMS and USSD, so people can just dial the code and get the offers around them. So it's very easy for the customer. In the other end, merchant doesn't have to worry about much on publishing things. They just call us and give the details, and they just pay through SMS or USSD. So we publish the offer, or else merchant can also publish in simple text. So it's a very simple application, so they used to do it and they like it. So basically market was not that much easy actually in the local community, because it's not they respond to all these mass media and these communications, they not respond. So what we were doing there is we got some sales representatives for different parts of the country, and we send them to door by door to merchants or the SMEs. So they were the people who sign up the merchants for us. We got actually more than 1,500 merchants onboarded, and we were doing pretty much well at the time actually. So that's how we expanded that in the country.
That's interesting. Now, is Offer Hut still running today?
It's running, but if I talk about that, like we wanted to develop this furthermore. So what we thought was we need to develop Android apps and web interfaces and all the things. So we started implementing those and invested much in that on that. But the thing is, those merchants are not interested in those applications and all. They are not worried about these things. They just want the customers and sales and all. They don't think much.
Yeah.
So I think that's something failure there, because we didn't recognize that before we implement. So after implementing only we could get that experience. So
Yeah.
the Android and all these web apps was not much successful. So,
Yeah. No, I
but the
understand.
USSD and SMS apps is running until now. So
That's interesting. That's interesting, and especially using local people to sign up merchants. So it's very
yeah,
practical. In terms of the
yeah,
evolution of your company, we need to get recognized so people see us to help us in recruitment, especially in the early days. Recruitment
yeah,
is difficult, and of course, with recruitment, with recognition, that helps in funding. But then I
yeah,
think the very wise thing is we need recurring revenue, because once you have
yeah,
recurring revenue, you have a base. You're not
yeah,
worrying about fighting to get money in the door each month to pay the bills. You have a base, and then you can build on that base. So that's a very wise evolution. I wish so many more companies would take that approach. And in fact, really interesting on recruitment. For all innovative companies, recruitment is an issue. In the
yeah,
early days, but also as you're growing. In fact, Tony Yumus, he was the founder CEO for Nexmo, very successful in the programmable communication space. He started up a new company, Oyster, to deal with international recruitment for startups, because recruiting people internationally is very challenging. All the local laws and issues around that can make hiring somebody in different countries around the world quite difficult and challenging and expensive. So he's looking at tackling that problem. So yeah, recruitment, a recurring issue. But it's really good to understand that initial sort of steps with OfferHut. Now, you've been building many other applications as well. Now, you've got, I think, Koffer, an app that you've been up. Maybe you could share some.
Actually,
Go for it, sorry.
Koffer is we had OfferHut from the beginning, and we had much experience with these offers and all the things, whether people like it, how they use it, and how the how the merchants are publishing offers and all. We had some experience. So with the help of our team, we could understand that most people are very much like card offers than just normal offers. They are seeking for that, and the banks are giving large amount of card offers to attract new card applications and all. So we thought that we can have a separate application for card offers only. So we get a targeted base there, where the premium people are there, the people who have the disposable income. So we created that, and the app is downloading very much faster, and we are running about 1 year now. We have about almost 50,000 downloads now, and the thing is, all those people have the money. That's the thing, not general people. So when it comes to banks and merchants, banks can get the details on how their customers, card holders, behave on their offers and all. Actually, we created an application or web-based application called CAD. That means Cardholder Engagement Analytics Dashboard. So if the banks are sign up with us, they can view the cardholder engagements on our application. So they can have the insight, and they can think of which kind of offers people very much like and buying, and based on those, they can get the decisions changed and new decisions. So that's what we are thinking. And for the merchants end, they also can target the customers in our application and provide card offers to attract more sales actually. So
Interesting. So
that's
that
what
gives them the data to be able to understand how the different campaigns are working. So I'm a bank. I have a number of offers. I can see that restaurant offers give me far more engagement than, say, I don't know, taxis or supermarkets or something else. So that then, okay, let me try another, restaurant offer. So that you're using this card, you get extra points, or you get discounts when using it at these particular restaurants. That's interesting. Now, so and it's really interesting because what you've got with OfferHut is mass market. SMS, USSD just works everywhere. Very simple. And then with Koffer, you've got a far more focused offer to a segment of the market. So again, you've got the market covered. And now what you're doing is you're segmenting the market. So that's really interesting. Now, moving on, just to look a little bit more, because you've done a lot in the programmable communication space. So I'm interested, on some of the challenges, some of the experiences you've had in using, Idea Marts, their APIs, and other APIs in the market with with both OfferHut, but also with Koffer as well.
Actually, what I see here is know your customer is the key for any business. So that's where this programmable communications and all come into play, as I understand. So so the knowledge about the customers resides in our software systems we built actually. So for example, in Koffer, we create these all insights and data and information about the card holders. So there should be a way that the banks and merchants communicate to their customers using this knowledge. be created. So for that we need programmable communication actually. So for example, uh, let me check something. Yeah, actually, in Extrogene, what we are trying to do mostly actually fill this gap. Actually, we have the knowledge in software, and we need to get it to their customers, from the businesses to customers. So we initially tried to do that using the IdeaMart APIs we used over the time, and what we understand is it's suitable for some segment. I mean the communication method we use should be choose wisely based on the customers. So that's where something we failed previously. As I said, in Offerhut, we used IdeaMart API initially for local market, but later we thought we need to go for Android and web-based APIs and all to communicate things, but they rejected it. So that's where the thing is coming. We need to wisely choose which communication method we should implement in the software we develop.
Yeah.
Then only we can get the knowledge to the customers or benefit the knowledge.
Yeah, I so agree about know your customer, and it's all the different types of customer. Because as you said quite rightly, we achieved a mass market app. We then thought, okay, but we can do so much more with an app. So let's take all this rich functionality and offer it to our customers, in the mass market. But of course, for the mass market, they just want it as simple, as dumb, as transparent as possible. But for a segment of the market, that sophistication, that richness.
They need.
Exactly. And then, as you said, providing the analytics for the merchants, for the banks, to then optimize and improve their either retention ratios or their sign-up ratios, then helps them in reusing this platform. So, and then you've achieved amazing success in Sri Lanka. Have you been looking at taking this success and applying Offerhut Kafka to other markets, whether it be India, Indonesia, around Asia?
Yeah, actually, why we created this on IdeaMart platform initially. So we needed another carrier to get this to other markets. But when IdeaMart wanted to go global with other countries, we tried to implement Offerhut in each country. But there were big problems with that, and we had to stop there. And then we tried separately with some carriers, but those also not got succeeded actually. There are legislation issues and everything there, so it's a bit difficult to go with actually.
And that is a very important point when we look at the Asian market. It's so diverse. What is successful in Sri Lanka isn't necessarily what's going to be successessful in India. Across India is a very diverse country. Well, I mean, Sri Lanka is diverse as well, but between the north and the south, but we won't go there. But across India as well, it's having companies that can take these programmable capabilities and solve a local problem and reach the market in the right way. Because that reach is very important. And that was one of those keys to your success in signing up those initial 1,500 merchants to get the ball rolling on Offerhut. So again, this is a great example of the importance of localization. And of course, you try to ride IdeaMart into other countries. I'm interested though, because you're a poster child for IdeaMart success. Why do you think IdeaMart has struggled? I mean, it does have success, don't get me wrong. I mean, we've seen success in Bangladesh, but why do you think IdeaMart has struggled to be successful in other countries? Is it the format? Is it the different role telcos have in different markets? I'm just interested in your view on why we've not seen IdeaMart roll out across all of Asia.
Yeah, let's talk about the success first,
Yeah.
actually, because that's what we know here in
Yeah.
Sri Lanka. So I was a member of IdeaMart community from the early stage, actually. So I could see the growth over time they had, the great work done by the Sri Lankan team here.
Yeah.
So they helped and empowered the local community, including myself, to use the platform so that Dialog can have a strong, what we call a long tail.
Yeah.
So those are the people like long tail or the local community is the people who know the real gaps in the community. So they can build the solution for those gaps if they are empowered actually. Someone has to empower them to build solutions.
Yeah.
So Dialog did that with IdeaMart.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to be part of at the initial stage. So so in order to empower the local community, they did like various things. Like they had hackathons, they invited us to their offices and did ideations, and they improved our ideas, and they gave technical supports and also the marketing
Yeah.
supports. When we don't know marketing, they helped us on marketing, and they even guided to get funding. Actually, this venture engine and all I got to know and applied. Then the IdeaMart team got to me and helped on improving our pitch decks and all. They did a great work there, and we could compete very well there. So so even XN it engaged in the initial time with technical support because that's their platform IdeaMart, so they know the things. I remember many people there helped us on developing applications. Basically, the idea of our team was approachable at any given time. Even uh, I have called Roshant in Idea Mart in maybe night also. Uh,
Mhm.
it's not his work to answer the calls in night, but they did.
Yeah.
So that's very much appreciated actually. So yeah, those are the things I think why they success in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we get to Bangladesh, actually they are a bit success there.
Yeah.
The product is run by the Ruby itself, and they are not connected to IdeaMart Sri Lanka, I guess. Uh, and maybe Senid is giving some consultancy and support because it's their platform.
Exactly.
So yeah, even we developed applications for Bangladesh through
Oh,
Senit.
okay.
Yeah, we very small applications and we start marketing them and we got some revenues. But the thing was, there was we couldn't get the earn money back to here from Bangladesh
Ah,
because that's where the legal barriers came in.
yeah.
We needed the third party, so we registered with the third party through Senit Mobile and all. But until now we couldn't get any money, so
Ah,
we had to stop that
yeah.
implementations and marketing. So that was something we pushed back actually because idea mart wanted to go global and cross publish applications like what we have here,
Yeah.
directly publish to other countries, and they also can publish here, but it was not success there.
Yeah.
uh, I think because the legislation issues, that's
Yeah.
and yeah, and we can see that yeah, some of other countries when IdeaMart going to launch their platform, they didn't want to do what exactly IdeaMart Sri Lanka did. So, for example, they didn't want to create a good or a strong long tail. So, for
Yeah.
example, as I heard, Cambodia, they opened the platform for short tail for value-added service provider.
Yeah.
They already had, so they
Yeah.
can get some revenues, but the most innovative products are not coming out because they are not incorporated in the local communities. So they are the people who know the real problems there.
Yeah.
So if they get
Yeah.
them in, they can have a more growth there.
Hmm.
And
I
also
think just
the
sorry, I'm just interrupting, but I do want to
yeah
emphasize a point you made right at the start in terms of one of the
yeah
keys to success is the community they fostered in Sri Lanka. It was a small team. It was like 3 or 4 people,
Yeah, yeah,
but they
yeah.
worked
Initially,
hard in helping all the entrepreneurs like yourself get the support they needed to be successful on the Idea Mart platform. And in Bangladesh, we've seen that to an extent because Senate Mobile are helping
yeah,
sort of the operator there. Again, creating a team that supports local entrepreneurs to solve local problems.
yeah,
So, and of course, Shafraz, who was one of the people in the Idea Mart team, of course, he's gone off and been very successful, is now covering all of Southeast Asia for Google. So that is endorsement, that good people do succeed, and that the team that started there has gone on to international success. But it is, I think, a key that I see so many initiatives fail on is supporting the local entrepreneurs in being successful on the platform. It's like, here's our APIs, here's the documentation, that's it, thank you and goodbye. But it's so much more you need. As you said, recognition, marketing support, funding support. And a telco is in a very good position. They're respected. People see them as, this is the provider of telecoms in our country. So as a result, can help entrepreneurs like yourself achieve sustainable success, because you started with Alpha Hut, you've grown, you've got your professional services business, and now you have expanded into a segment of your customers with Koffer. So again, it's a beautiful story in the recipe required for creating sustainable long-term success. So again, excellent. So maybe just to wrap up, because we're taking quite a while on this. This is an excellent interview. Thank you, Ruwan. Just interested in, what are you looking to do in the future?
Yeah, actually, we have several products now, not only Koffer. So we will continue Koffer as we have the banks and merchants and all. We get engaged with them, and we got a separate sales team for that also. So we will going forward with Koffer. Actually, these days we have this COVID-19 and all. Despite that, we are giving some free advertising opportunities for the merchants actually, so they can get their business running, and we are helping that. Other than Koffer, we have other 2 products we have focused to grow in the future. One is Extrogene Virtual Assistant, and the other one is Vibhaga. So the Extrogene Virtual Assistant is like it's towards social commerce, conversational commerce.
Yep.
So we have created like automated chat engine. So the businesses can engage with their customers automatically and get the orders for their products. So what they have to do is confirm the orders and deliver them to the customer. So through the Facebook and other social media platforms, they can get the orders to their web-based interface we are providing. So it's very simple. So that is one of the products we are focusing on future. So and the other thing is Vibhaga. Vibhaga is the singular meaning of exam actually. So that is a product where students can do past papers and all MCQ questions and practice for the exams. So we launched this in 27th March this year. So right now we got about almost 20,000 now downloads, and then again because of this COVID-19, we gave it free to do the past papers for the students, because we need to help the students out there at this time. That's what we were thinking, and we can have some other plans to earn money in future, but for now it's free. So and that's what we are focusing on actually. Koffer, our Extrogene Virtual Assistant, Vibhaga. These products will be test here in Sri Lanka, and maybe after that we can get out of the country too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, chatbots, sort of conversational commerce is a big piece. For TADHack in both Phoenix and Orlando, so 2 hackathons we ran back in February and March, chatbots or conversational commerce was a key part of virtually all the hacks. So there's a lot of interest also in some of the other entrepreneur innovator interviews we've got coming up with TAD Summit Asia. We have Buddy for Study, we have My School Page. Education is a big thing. I mean, my son is in the other room doing online school at the moment. The world has changed quite significantly. So I think, those two areas I see as big growth. So definitely, I think, getting success, that is getting usage. So offering the past papers. I remember when I was doing my exams many, many years ago, the past papers are critical. They help you understand the questions. And also, my personal experience was the past papers were always every year as you went back in time got harder and harder. It was like, is it me? Are they just making the tests dumber now? But doing those past papers really stressed you and forced you to, up your game to be successful with the exams. So I think doing this, offering it free at the moment, and then creating student success. So you have lots of case studies of people who've used your app and attribute it directly to their performance. I think it's a great way of building that. Well done there, Ruwan. Cool. Again, this has been a beautiful interview. It's been really good in covering your experience, your success, and how you're building on that success with Extrogene. So again, thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed this, and good luck for the future.